last week we talked for 2 hours,
Two
but
hours,
we
yeah.
kind of like, yeah, we kind of just like jibber jabbered for the first hour about
Yeah.
whatever,
Oh, it
anything.
was cut off.
And yeah, and then like the last hour is when we started having the a really good conversation. But I think like the recording from last week was a good conversation about caregivers,
Right.
and it didn't start until an hour after we had already started. So I think, Ted, did you edit it like so it would
I
be
did,
later?
yeah. I edited it right to where the conversation started with Felicity's question, just because that was an hour. As much as
Yeah.
probably I'm sure people are kind of like, I like us talking about stuff, but you never know. So I figured
Well,
the subject is what was important.
yeah, and we do a lot of filler until like people start to show up and
Yeah,
questions are asked and whatnot. Like so and we revamped the like Ted was saying, we revamped Together Tuesday because we wanted to make it a more intimate setting for all of us. And we in the very first Hey Damon. The very first episode that we did when we came back was we were going to have really good discussions, maybe some really hard discussions, and we were going to decide like at the end of the show if we were going to air it or not. So
right.
like if things get a little crazy, or emotional and somebody doesn't feel comfortable, like
Yeah,
the one episode we did had a new adult AMCer, and it was a little emotional for her because she hadn't met anybody. So it was a really nice thing for her to be introduced to everyone.
right,
Um, and so we just decided we weren't going to air that one because it was really her getting to know all of us and getting like acclimated to our craziness because we're all used to each other, you
right.
know, and hanging out every week. So we know how we all interact. And so I think we were all kind of cautious ourselves, just trying to behave because normally we don't.
Yeah, I miss you guys airing on Facebook because I would join like the chats and everything, but now it's like,
Yeah, I know. And so we're trying it this way for a little bit. Well, for one, the climate of the world is a little crazy right now, and so I was afraid of the comments that would pop in. Felicity, and
Ooh,
hi, Hunter.
and Hunter.
Yeah, so we're just like Felicity, like she had a really good question, and so really today is going to be part two because part two, we're going to check on Felicity, make sure she's doing a whole lot better than last week. But it's a really thoughtful conversation that we had, and I think it helps. It
yeah,
really helps to have a platform to do this on, but also a safe space. And I even when we're sad, we should always have, sad, mad, upset about things,
has
life happenings, Hey Jonathan, hey Aaron,
What's up?
what's up? How are you guys doing? How are you,
Doing
Aaron?
well, doing well.
Good. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've been busy.
I see that, Mr. Travel Man.
Oh yeah, that was fun busy. Yeah, that was a fun busy for sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
I bet. I bet. And then you get to do it all over again too next year.
Hey, that was a recon trip.
Yeah. That was one of the things that I did Virginia Beach after conference when we did Norfolk a couple years ago, and we had a really good time. There's a lot of historical places in Virginia Beach that's um worth visiting if you're if you're a history buff. So, and of course the beaches are always fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're supposed to meet with Kim to see if we can get another adaptive sports activity going in Norfolk. So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll find that out soon.
We can follow up with her on that.
Good. That's really good.
Yeah. I know you guys enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But Felicity, how are you doing? It's like I'm busy
Hey.
writing my
Got it.
shopping list right now.
I know my phone was not letting me click the unmute button.
Oh.
Oh, weird. No, I'm good. Since last weekend we went through 3 more home health aides, but
Wow. Okay.
3.
Wow.
Wow.
but I think we found. But yeah, we found the one. She's good. She's really good.
Nice.
She came in and I could instantly tell she was like a baby. I was like, now I feel old, thank you. Like literally had to have just graduated last year type of baby. So weird. But no, she just came in and like, she read my little list and she was like, that's it. And I was like, yeah, that's it. She was like, this is just normal human things. And
Oh.
I was like, yeah, that's really all I needed, just to be a human. And
She's
and
good.
yeah, and so she was just like, well, this list is easy, so if I can find anything else to do, obviously I'm gonna do it. But like, she came in, she started doing the dishes in the sink, she started cleaning my room, she started cleaning the kitchen. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going
Nice.
on? And then like she was helping me fix my jacket actually, and Hunter just like stared at her and she started laughing. She was like, what? And he was like, this is the most I've seen any of you guys like do for her. And she was like, something as simple as pulling her jacket because like her whole stomach was hanging out of her jacket. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, that's what I'm saying. They were like, we're just did not want to do anything. Something this simple, like Hunter's just like jaw dropping because somebody's actually doing it other than
Somebody
him.
cares.
Yeah. But no,
No.
she's really good, and she's just in the past. She's been here for like 3 or 4 days now. We've like my entire room is like organized better. She helped me go through like all my clothes because I'm a clothes hoarder. Um, she had cleaned up the whole kitchen. I don't think I've seen the kitchen counter in like 4 months. So
I'm not that bad. Don't make me seem like a slob. Oh, sorry.
And that's why we pre-record.
I'm unhinged.
It's okay. We can edit that out. We can
That's
edit
okay.
that
I could just add a bleep.
Just edit out anything with Hunter and you'll be fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, if we were live on Facebook, we would be banned.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would
good.
be where they shut us off.
no, it's not that you were a slob. It's just you were doing so much for everybody and everything. You didn't have the time, you know.
Ugh,
But
I'm a Swiss Army knife.
so yeah, no, it's nice though. It's really nice, and she seems. I told her the story of the other ones too because I was like, I hope this doesn't like scare her or make her think she needs to be like perfect. But I feel like I need to tell them like this is what I've been going through, so please don't act like this.
That's their job to do all
Mhm.
that.
Right. So I was
Yeah.
like, please just do not act like this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hunter finally put a face to the name because I talk about you all the time.
Really. Yeah, I'm
He was
not
like,
on.
Felicity, was this a state aid or was it through a private company?
state. It was through my Medicaid
Okay.
and just one of the companies, but I like to do my research and even like so when I did Google this home health care company, they are rated 1 star. I think less than 1 star, which I don't even know how that's possible. So, but I'm still the person. I'm like I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt because I want to give everybody the opportunity and the chance. But yeah, I was like I am kind of understanding why they're rated so low now.
Maybe
I feel
you
like
got the 5-star person, the 1 5-star person.
yeah, because I was like
Yeah.
it in my opinion, it kind of just makes it seem like when they're hiring people, they don't do what they should be doing to see if they're qualified.
Hmm.
Like the proper vetting of the
Yeah.
individual and
Yeah.
just they should also do like some sort of personality test because I mean Like,
Mhm.
are you gonna vibe with this person? You know, because
Yeah.
uh yeah,
Mercedes, I
it
think
was
the water
funny.
turned
Melissa,
cold.
I was joking like last week because
Good.
it's like when you have home health, you're in those intimate areas, right? You're helping the individuals go to the bathroom and shower and whatnot. And, of course, you can't say this on Facebook Live, but you want to be comfortable with somebody that's wiping your butt, right? But I said that
Yeah.
last.
I mean,
So
it's like we said last week. Just kind of just go full force with it. Just hit them
I
with
I
everything you
did.
got. And I mean,
I for
you
sure
kind of
did.
did.
By yesterday, I was letting the real me come out. I was burping and farting like a man.
At least
I
you're
was like,
oh,
I was like, at least you know that I'm comfortable now because I'm burping and farting and making my horrible jokes that really people shouldn't make. And I have to be
Mhm.
around the right people to make these jokes. So I mean, I'm comfortable at least. And she started laughing. She was like, I don't care, I'm fine. Oh. But yeah, no. So it seems like it's gonna be good
at what age can you qualify for that?
for home health care.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it since I was a kid. My grandma that passed away a couple years ago actually did it for me when I was a kid. She worked through a company and got paid by my insurance.
Because I tried applying for Damon. That way I could just have like a little break somewhat like throughout the day, and he didn't qualify for it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, he said he's too young to try again once he's like 7 or 8. Because they ask,
no.
capable to go use the bathroom? Is he capable to eat on his own? Is he capable of showering? Like those kind of questions.
Yeah, you should qualify for respite hours. That's really interesting that you were
There
denied that.
there
Yeah.
might be a cuz like I don't know specifically about your state, but like in Ohio, and like here versus in Florida and in Arizona, there's you have to apply through a waiver program.
Okay.
Instead of just applying like through insurance and stuff, there's like a specific waiver program that you have to apply for that works with your insurance. So then if he gets approved for that waiver program, then insurance works with them, and then you'll have to find the company that works with that program and the insurance. It can get a little complicated, but there should definitely be a waiver program for how young he is, because I was getting it at his age and before his age.
And
So it's definitely just a lot of finding the right program and
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I cannot speak today.
People
The
don't.
right waiver.
Yeah.
because it sounds like the things that you said that he didn't get it for would be the things that they should be doing anyway. Like,
Right.
I mean,
Like even
that,
like
that
I know
doesn't
in
sound.
some states they like pay you or your relative, like say for
I
example like your mom, like
you're
they would pay for those hours that they would give you a break to go like to the grocery store or to take a nap or to take a shower. And some states are different. Like you can qualify for so many hours each week or whatever. But I don't know about your particular state, but there's got to be something for
that's just
some sort of
your
respite for parents.
else, and for you there, people don't know. So
Huh.
If you can, I mean, I don't know because I haven't had to look into this, but I'm wondering if there's like a way to go through the insurance to have them help you locate.
yeah, I could probably call the back of the card and see
Hmm.
what they say.
I mean, that might be an option because I know you can go through your insurance to find other types of doctors and things like that. So I'm curious if they could have some type of, or at least point you in a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, was it Tracy Shock? She's one of our board members, and she works for um, gosh, I can't remember the exact agency that she works for, but I know that she is invaluable with resources. I would definitely maybe even reach out to her and see if she might know of anything. I was trying to figure out. You're in Illinois, right?
Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where.
Let's see if there's a center for.
I was gonna say when we get off the Zoom call, I'll look some of it up too and see what I
Yeah,
can
like
find.
the disabilities board, like some sort of
Yeah.
advocacy group.
And I know a lot of like the key words that I need to look for. So if there is anything, I'm sure if I do a little bit of research, I'll find them.
Well, the mic exciting me.
Oh, Hunter wants to tell you guys his exciting. Oh, he wants me to tell you guys his exciting news.
No,
What do you
Hunter,
got?
you tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter. They
I
said
don't. I'm shy.
they said you have to tell
You're
them.
not.
Oh,
You're
okay.
not shy.
So, not that you guys know anything about me, but I'm finally
We
getting like
do.
my disability stuff going after what, like 4 years. So
Nice.
that's exciting.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah, well, because it took Felicity's mean side. I call her Cleopatra. So Cleopatra had to come out on the phone with them, but
Oh, okay.
Cleopatra got things done, and there was something in the mailbox 4 days later, and I was like, "That's what I thought."
Nice.
Were they giving him trouble because he's more
So,
quote
not
unquote?
to keep it on like the shorter side of the story,
That's a long.
because it's a very long story, but there is definitely some fishy things that happened before he was 18 that people are not telling the truth about.
Hmm.
And I was able to find the information that Hunter wasn't able to find, even though I knew it was there before I even found it because of just what it was saying. His social security was under investigation for fraud.
Wow.
Oh no. Was it like because somebody reported it or just
It
because they thought
was
he wasn't disabled?
We had all the documents that he had to fill out within 4 days and sitting in our mailbox. I was like, when I saw that we got them, I started laughing. I said, yeah, they were scared. Because I told them, I was like, I promise I'm going to call you every day. And I promise I'm going to get meaner and meaner each phone call I have with you. So you might as well just give me what I'm asking for right now because he's entitled to it and he deserves it. And I don't like being mean, but sometimes you just have to do it in order to get things rolling.
Because sometimes people don't get serious.
Yeah. And like they don't understand because they don't have to go through it.
Well, it's not just your livelihood that's at stake, it's his medical care too, right? Because
Yeah, because
Well, and I was gonna say like all like everything that I'm going through right now could have been prevented if they would have actually took the time as parents back then to actually do the research about like the disability that I had. Because like, okay, for like I'm adopted, so not only did you take on a child that's not yours, you took on a child that's disabled, and you didn't do any research nor like nothing to figure out anything that I should do. Like all the sports I played in high school, I shouldn't have played. That's what my body's so messed up from. But they didn't do any research to tell me that, hey, honey, you probably shouldn't do this. This is probably isn't good for you. Oh, I'm sorry.
brief.
okay,
Yeah,
that's why I'm here. We're perfect
and you
vent
know
session.
that's kind of what I told him too. Is like when I first went over there, it was kind of crazy because I never met Hunter in person, and I showed up before he got home, so I hung out with his parents for like an hour and a half, and I didn't even know Hunter in person yet, let alone his parents. But like it was honestly something that like raised a red flag to me right away. Is like they were asking what arthrogryposis was.
Hmm.
And
But
I was like, your child is 22 years old and you've had him since he was 9 months old. Why do you not know what his disability is?
Right.
right.
Like, that bothers me really bad because, like, okay, at the end of the day, if you as a person don't really want to know about it, that's fine. But why did you not at least learn about it to educate your child about it?
Right.
Like, why is Hunter still like 24 and he still has questions that he asks me sometimes, like, how does AMC affect this? How does AMC affect that? And I'm like, obviously I'm gonna tell him. I'm not gonna but it's like, why did your parents not inform you? That
Right.
bothers me.
I didn't even saw a doctor that knew anything.
He never even saw a doctor that knew anything about AMC. They didn't do the research about it. They just did a surgery on him.
Hmm.
And I'm like the surgery that they did for
It
him,
worked.
I feel like it worked, but I feel like it was wrong in the same at the same point in time. Like they could have done the proper surgery for AMC that they did in your arm. That would have made it a lot better, like of an outcome.
Furthermore, like they didn't do anything with my wrist. They didn't do anything with this arm.
They didn't do like anything because they didn't know anything about it, and I'm like,
Well, like
that's just so
like the
weird.
thing that like bothers me too is like I know I'm not the only AMCer out there who's like has the same story. Like there's more AMCers than me that like don't know anything about nothing and their parents don't know anything about nothing. Like how bad are their lives? Because I'm not affected that bad. Like how
Yeah,
Wow, now I'm curious. What surgery did you get?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it's called.
it
They took the muscle. They took my whole right pec and like stretched it down my arm into my elbow.
yeah,
Okay.
which
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
no, because I had a surgery like that too. That's
To
why
try to get you to to be able to bend your elbow?
Yeah, because when I was born, like both my my left arm wasn't stuck straight, but it wasn't like perfect. But my right arm was stuck straight. So what they did was like they fixated it at an angle so I could like reach my face and stuff.
that's what they did with
Yeah.
my arms too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the doctors that he got the surgery from just weren't very well educated about AMC and like, you know, we all say all the time, putting an AMC on an operating table, you're literally a guinea pig every time because you never know what you're gonna see when you open us up. Like you can only see so much from the X-rays and the MRIs and stuff, but once you open this up, like it could be something completely different. And it's like that we're all different too,
Mhm.
like the muscles and stuff on our inside. So like I was like, the fact that that doctor didn't really know anything about AMC as is, on top of the fact that you're pretty much a guinea pig when you're on that table, like that's like two red flags put together. That's really not good.
Hunter, did your parents know what your diagnosis was, like in the very beginning, or
So
I don't think. Okay, I have a question. So how early should a child get surgery for AMC?
it
that was
depends.
Yeah,
Depends on the doctor.
the
Because I
condition.
didn't get it until I was 3.
yeah, I
Is that
mean,
normal?
yeah, all my surgeries were before I was 2, but some surgeries go into, I mean, Damon's what, 5?
He's 4 now, but he had
4.
first surgery. He was 3 months old because he had a G-tube put in, and then like leg surgery was like around 2 years old.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like some of the kids go into like even 6 and 7 years old
Yeah.
still getting
Abby's
surgery.
first foot surgery was at 11 months old. So that was, so it's like everybody has different ages because doctors all have differing opinions. Like we had at the one international symposium, they were like, as soon as the baby was born, like 3 hours old, they were already in the hospital clinic, the Arthrogryposis clinic in Sweden. They actually go to the hospital where the child is born and start casting them at 3 hours old. So it's like it just depends on the doctor, the facility, and the patient, and how aggressive the parents want to be. Because a lot of parents don't want anything done to their kid at all. And then you have parents that want intervention like right away. So it's like whenever, like some doctors really want the child to bond with the parent first. Um, and so they don't want to rush them off into surgery and casting because they feel like that's like a traumatic thing. So,
It
yeah,
really just depends on the doctor
I
and
know. I just feel
the
the
like
parent.
I just
family.
feel
Yeah, I mean,
No.
all 16 of mine were done before I was 7 years old.
All all of mine except my back, and I think I've
So,
had like 27 somewhere
yeah,
around there. All of mine were done before I was 2,
right.
except my spinal fusion, but I gave scoliosis to myself, so
Yeah, my
I
spine wasn't
just
done until 2014. So,
that's when mine was done. Oh yeah, we talked about that last weekend.
hmm.
Mine were done all the way until I was about 10 years old.
Do you guys waited that long to get the surgery done for your back?
Mine didn't. I didn't even realize my scoliosis wasn't that bad, really. It was degenerative disc disease. My vertebrae was collapsing in on itself. basically. And
Yeah, so
so now I have 2 rods from T1 to T11, basically, and I permanently have a good posture.
yeah, so for mine, I started getting scoliosis probably around Damon's age. Just from the way that I sat on the ground and scooted myself around. But they didn't give me the surgery until I was 14 because that's when it got to 84.2 degrees, and they said like, yeah, this isn't like gonna hurt you yet, but if it gets worse, it could start to crush like your lungs.
Yeah, Damon's is at 90 degrees, so
Oh,
because he was
yeah.
scoliosis, and then it just kept getting worse and worse, so they couldn't wait anymore. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the only reason they waited to do mine because mine like slowly just got worse, and I mean, I probably could have prevented it if I would have listened and wore my back brace before my surgery, but like that thing's so uncomfortable to try to sleep in, like
I heard
that.
some braces make it worse for AMC patients
Mm-hmm.
because
And
they
like,
tolerate it at all.
and it was just like I don't know, around the age that I was at, I was like embarrassed to wear it in front of my friends. So I just didn't do it. But no, yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
Okay.
I think I only had leg surgeries, and I think all my surgeries were done before I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Achilles stretch when I was at 17. But those are, I think I've only had technically 3, maybe 4, count the one. Um,
What's a Spanish book?
and I was adopted too. But my parents knew. My mom was a studier. She looked in the stuff. She had me going to 2 different children's hospitals when I was growing up. And they were slightly different how they treated. Um, and so, I mean, it was good. But then 2, it's like, yes, I did a lot. So some of the doctors really didn't know what to do with me exactly. Um, I think the one doctors, I probably surprised them more because they're like, "What do you do?" I would go, this, and that, and that, and they're like, "Oh, okay." So I think it was more a learning experience on them uh, because of like, "Oh, okay, this is what you're doing," and just trying to, I guess, maybe play catch up. Like, okay, what can we do to improve? Um,
Hmm.
That's usually how doctors are here too.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to how proactive the parents are a parent, and pretty much the type of the version of AMC that you're facing. You know, it because everybody's like we've already said is extremely different in where we are with it, and it's just depends on the level of it and who you're seeing, and whether you feel that what you're doing is going to help, and and it's a bit of a trying time, but in the end, you're looking at the situation from a perspective of weighing the pros and cons of what you're hoping will happen, and trusting and finding that doctor that can do that. I can tell you this, that if my doctor was still alive when I was a kid, I'd run and jump in his arms like I was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know, because with him, he would he would kick everybody out of the room before I went under and tell me exactly what he was hoping would happen. But then he would also tell me exactly what may not happen. And then he would
Mm-hmm.
give me the option whether I still wanted to do it or not. I still would
I
get the
love that.
yo-yo either way. I was
Yeah, my
5, so
my doctor was like that too. All my surgeries were done when I lived in Canada before we moved down here. But yeah, he did the same thing. He would, like you said, well, not in the operating room, but like at visits, he would, yeah, same thing. Kick one of my mom or dad, whoever came with me, and then explain it to me. so that I understood what was going on. And my parents did well, not aggressive, but they did everything that, they thought they needed to do.
Mhm.
And he had another AMC patient actually, and his parents were given, the same speech that all AMC parents are given. And they said, okay, and they didn't do anything to, so I'm like, I always wondered about that kid, like how he ended up and, his, what happened with him. But
Physician with
I'm
them.
very glad my parents did all, I know it was hard for them and it sucked going through the surgeries and cast in summer and stuff like that, but I'm glad they did what they did.
Mhm.
That's the same thing that I say too, because like my mom was only 18, when she had me. So, and I was her first child, and like, you know, she obviously wasn't like, she tells me the story and it makes me cry every time. Like when she first saw me and she started crying, and then the doctors were very like, had adoption papers ready for her to sign because they thought that she wanted to get rid of me. And that my mom like screamed at the doctors and was like, I'm not crying because I don't love her. I'm crying because she's perfect. And like that story always makes me cry. But she tells me too, like it was really hard for her because she was young and she had to put me through so much because she took, I think, the more aggressive route, as we would call it. I was a year old and she was packing my feet, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means really, but she was like packing my feet and she had all these casts on me and all these braces on me, and like in my hands she had like the pins in my thumb that would keep my thumbs out, and like she was like, I was always like hurting and I was always in pain as a child, and she didn't like seeing me like that. But I say at the end of the day, like, so I tell a lot of the parents too that are nervous with like their younger kids, I'm like, yeah, they might seem like they hate you in the moment and they're mad at you, and but for the most part, I really believe that when they get older, they'll be like me and be very thankful that you pushed them to get through all of those things and you did all of those things for them.
Yeah,
Because it makes them so much more independent as you get older.
yeah, like the surgeries and you don't, as you get older, you don't, or at least I don't remember much of that part.
I
But
don't remember any of it.
yeah, I mean it seems tough, like when you're going through it. My mom told me later on, it's kind of like, she was always worried about if she was doing the right thing, should they have done this or that, or um but yeah, it when I was younger, I'm sure I gave them a hard time, and there was times I was like, class trips and they're going skiing, I would be upset because I couldn't go on the class trip because I was in a cast, so I had to stay behind at the school or something. But yeah, I mean, that passed. I mean, as you get to be an adult, I'm definitely glad they did what they
Yeah,
did.
I mean, because like I feel like you and Carly are like such a good example. You guys literally like lived on your own. You guys live on your own. I mean, I feel like a lot of you guys, Chris, I know you live on your own. I I feel like most of you actually do, Ted. Yeah, see, so like that's the thing. You all live on your own now, and you were pushed through all of those surgeries as a child, but like I feel like you have to look at it as like, what if I wasn't pushed through these surgeries? Would I be living with my parents right now? What if, I get older and, everybody doesn't live forever. Nobody lives forever. So then, your parents take care of you your whole life and then they become to that age. And then, what do you do now? Who's going to help you?
But
So
I'm
it's
worried
like,
most, like, who's gonna take care of him, like if something happens to me.
so I definitely think, pushing through those surgeries, if you think that that's the best thing for your child and the doctor's recommending like this could be very helpful, I feel like it's good to push through them because then you grow up to be independent, like I guess all these lovely people in the Zoom call.
Well, that's
Well,
the thing. My parents always.
speaking of parent, oh, go ahead, Sherry.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah, that was like always the thing. My parents were always pushing because, um, they wanted me to be as independent as possible. Like, so that's why they did all the, and all my surgeries are mainly foot surgeries to get my feet to be straight and flat. But yeah, they had always done it just because they're like, you're going to be as independent as you possibly can for future, just so, back then though, it was like, always pushing. And back then the phrase, which I know they're trying to get away from because it does damage, like Hunter was saying, overusing your body when you're younger. My parents are always told, use it or lose it. So they,
Yeah.
we're always pushing and,
Yeah.
doing everything. And I know, again, as research has come along that, that's not necessarily the best approach.
But it's funny, well, not funny, but speaking of parents, I have to give a shout out to my mom. She's no longer with us, but she was definitely my champion. And like, yeah, I was born back in the 70s without all the newer technology and newer equipment and all that stuff. But the one thing that stood out was what was weird was my mom was her sister was a nurse, was the head nurse at the hospital I was born in, and my grandmother was also stationed there. And when I was born, obviously similar probably to some of you, they wouldn't even let my mom see me for fear that she would throw me or something like that. And when she finally did, she was just like, she was clueless on what to do, but she just knew that, that something was telling her to do some things, which was ironic because my joints were very, spastic and all that stuff and very tight. And as a baby, that's all she got in her heart to do was to pull on my fingers, to pull on my feet. Everything that was tight and spastic, she pulled on them to the point that, I was a kid, so I would cry. And her mom, my grandmother, and her sister were like, no, stop it. We're the ones that have the medical degree. You need to listen to us. And it was like, and she was like, so a lot of other stuff going on in the situation, but she ended up moving to Delaware because there was a hospital here, DuPont, that specialized in kids with needs. And the very first thing that they said when they brought me in, they said, okay, who was doing the therapy in Pottstown? My mom said, therapy? What's that? And they said, well, somebody had to be loosening his hands, his feet, is pulling on him. Because if she hadn't done that, they said that my joints and everything would have stiffened to the point that they wouldn't have been able to even start to operate. And so from that moment on, she was like, oh my gosh, like I gotta listen to that voice inside that's telling me certain things to do for this child. And it was just, but so that was like very special. But when you talk about like preparing for the future, like, yeah, my mom was tough, boy. Like when it came to like, she would not baby me in any way. Like I remember like when I was older, because one of my legs is also bigger than the other. So when I first started to learn how to walk, like, and I'd be around like all my cousins and stuff like that at my grandmother's house, and everybody be running around like normal. But for me, since one leg was bigger than the other, I didn't walk. I just kind of stumbled and ran, and I couldn't stop until I hit something. And it would be like, she'd be sitting there and my aunts and stuff would be watching, and I'd boom, run into the wall. And she'd be like, why are you letting him do that? He's going to hurt himself. And she was like, I can't just catch him every single time. And she said, the very first time that I got to the wall, and she said, I put my little hands up and caught myself from stopping the wall. She said she cried for a week. Yeah. Like it just, you know what I mean? But just the fact that, because she was telling them that, no, I can't, I'm not always going to be there. So he's smart enough to learn for himself. So
Mhm.
I'm not going to try and do it for him.
No, Aaron, your mom sounds like mine. I was born in 75.
Okay.
And they
Yeah,
did
73.
and they
74.
did this surgery. They did the surgery and stuff, but yeah, back then, I guess, or maybe just the doctor or hospital didn't do it. PT on a baby, they just, but my mom, like you said, she just instinctively, like, she would every day just lay me down in the living room, and just, like you said, stretch my arms, stretch my legs, get them moving and stuff like that. And to try to keep it loosened up and, your joints from getting stiffer and stuff like that. And she just did it. None of the doctors told her to do it or anything like that, or they didn't even think about it. She just did it on her own.
Something that Hunter was trying to formulate into words, but he has a hard time doing like stuff like that, especially in front of people. So I told him I'd bring it up. He says that, there's like he says he feels like there's a big difference of wanting your child to like grow up to be independent and that's why you're doing it, or doing it because you can't accept the fact that your child is not quote unquote normal. And he says he feels like a lot of the things that he, was doing as a child, like his dad, for example, was always like sports, 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 sports. That's all you know, he wanted him to do. And obviously we see how him doing all those sports has affected his body now at only 24. His body is like in such bad shape. And he says, like, those aren't even things. Yes, he's interested in sports, but like he was more interested in like being in chorus and the drama program and stuff like that. But that his dad's like the old fashioned, like very, yeah, gotta do manly things or you're gay. Like I'm just gonna say it. That's pretty much how his dad was. I'm just gonna say it. And so he would get made fun of too, like if he didn't want to do sports or manly things, or if he showed his emotions because he didn't want to do it, he would get made fun of. So he said that he just feels like they only did it because they wanted him to be normal versus not because they wanted him to be independent.
Used to be together two things now.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I mean, unfortunately, not everybody has the same, knowledge of stuff. So they were just doing what they probably felt was right in their eyes.
Yeah.
But it gives them the chance to edit anything out that does it.
So that's what he was trying to formulate out loud, but he's like, I don't know how to figure out how to say it. I was like, I got you.
Each parent is different. Like mine, I did not know this until a couple of years ago. But my mom did not want me to be an artist. And I never ever heard that from her. But my aunt said that they heard, they were talking way back in the day. But she thought, an artist, basically you'd be starving and you wouldn't be able to make any money. And the funny thing is, I am an artist. So, I'm a graphic designer though. Which is a little bit different. But, it's kind of funny because, I was very artistic growing up. And I felt like every time I turned around, I was kind of being pulled in that direction, but not realizing my mom really in the back of mind were like, I hope he doesn't do that. But I think too, like mom and dad wanted me to do just as much as I could and be considered a normal child, and so I think, they did have some aspects of restrictions, and I worry about like if I broke a leg or broke some body part, which would cause some serious issues. And I think that also led me to talk to my mom and dad about when I started karate. So when I finally talked to my mom and dad, the first thing mom's like, don't you come home if you break a leg or something, because I'm not going to have any pity for you. But And fortunately, Lord, I did not have a serious broken. I had a bone in my arch broken, and then a toe broke twice. Um, but those are like, I guess, the serious, injuries I've had. But mom was hesitant when I played soccer in high school. And, basically she was like, well, let's talk to the doctor. And so we went to the doctor and, we talked and then, and so basically he gave me the okay. And I kind of knew he would, so I got to play my senior year in high school. I couldn't run to save my life, but I did what I could. We were a small school, and I played right wing, and so it was a cool thing to be able to play a sport. And yes, I had the fear, like, okay, if I injured myself, what would happen? But it was neat that even though my parents were worried, they still allowed me to do certain things, I think just to let me grow. And if I felt like I wasn't comfortable with it, then they were okay with that. So again, it is like different parenting, different expectations and whatnot that each of us have, and come from. And so
What
it
discover
What was that, Melissa? You got
what discover painting? Like that was for you at what age?
Well, even in kindergarten, first grade, my once upon a time, I don't know if they still have it. We might have gotten rid of everything. But even in first grade, they noticed that I was doing really well. I was one of the few kids who could actually stay in the lines, and and back then, a lot of people were impressed at how well I colored and drew. Um, and so I think ever since then, you know, um, I've been artistic. When I was 15, um, I started face painting. There was I went to Easter Seals had a organization. Easter my brain just went blank. Easter Seals of Southwest Illinois, um, and they had a camp every summer for like a week or two, and at the end they would all have carnival thing, and I outgrew the program, so I started. So I asked if I could help with it, and so they said sure. So I helped with arts and crafts, and then the one year I just said, well, let me help with face painting. So I just figured it out on my own right then and there, used paint brushes and stuff, and so I've been face painting since then. And then after college, I took a TV making course. And in the process, I thought was kind of cool. And since we had plays and stuff at the university, I started doing theatrical makeup. And I did that for almost, 20 years. And that was fun to do. And so since COVID, I haven't done it, but I've thought maybe I might go back and do some more. But it's artistic expression. It's fun to do. You have a little bit more liberty to some degree, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, I mean, just being artistic has always been part of me. And I
How
think
long have you? How long did you do karate?
karate, I did 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
I started my sophomore year in college, and it was one of those tentative things too. I really didn't think I could do it, and so I went night just to watch. And I asked them for permission to sit there, and they're like, "Sure, go ahead." And then, some of the stretches I definitely couldn't do, but I could do like an alternate, and other stretches and things I could do. So I kept coming back and kept doing more things, and they kept asking me to do more things, and the next thing I know, I'm doing a demonstration. Then, I think that same year, I did my belt test, and for a long time, I didn't really push myself that hard, and also too because our instructors were students, so they kept changing out, and I got to a level where some of the new teachers really couldn't teach me. So I kept in touch with a former friend and karate guy who got his black belt. And so eventually he said, if you're going to lead the team, you really do need your black belt. So that way other people who have karate team and stuff won't question your leadership and whatnot. So through him, I got my black belt. And but it was hard and grueling. It was the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my life.
Did you have to break wood?
Yeah, I broke wood and concrete.
Wow.
We figured out how to use my hands and my feet. So I did what they would call an axe kick a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes we would light the fire and break through it while it was burning.
So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
the reason why I was asking, because I did karate too for a few years, and I got as far as what in mine was Taekwondo,
Okay.
and so I got to red belt, which was right before black.
Yeah.
And once at red belt level in our school, in order to get, you had to start breaking wood. And I broke wood the first time, my first test when I was red one. But then the second time I didn't. And for those of you that know, like if when you break something, break wood, it's fine. There's no stress or issues on your joints. But
Yeah.
when you don't, all that friction is felt back. So when my mom saw that I broke the first time, she was like, okay. And then when it was time to test again, like in another like 4 months, I wasn't breaking. So I was just like hitting that wood. And she was like, look, you done been through too many surgeries on my hands and on my feet to have you mess something up just trying to break a piece of wood. So it was tough for me because I was like probably like 15, 16, and right at the height of all of that. And she was like, so she had to sit me down and say, hey, I think red belt is going to be it for you. And I was like, all right. She explained it to me in a way that I was like, yeah, I get it. So
At least you tried.
that's awesome.
Yeah. At least you try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was kind of dumbfounded when I realized I could do it, but it was a good ministry tool for me because we would go and talk to different schools and whatnot, and I could demonstrate. It's like a lot of people can be physically, fit, and here I am being physically challenged, and some people don't really look at you like, oh, you can do it. And I think I also had to get my own mindset is like, I can do this, if I put my mind to it. And I understand enough of what to do. And we worked with making my techniques similar to everyone else. So, I mean, and they were hard on me. They're like, we're going to make this, workable and efficient. And I feel like some of my techniques, if I were to do them, they're as deadly, as some of my counterparts would be using their hands, and then just to doing the demonstrations, it was just neat to have the opportunity and to show people. It's like you don't have to be, a person with no disability to be able to do karate. And so I think, and I had some people come up afterwards, I was like, wow, that was really good. And they knew people who were physically challenged. And so, it gave them, hope and, inspiration, like, okay, good, we could do this. And so it was an opportunity. Every now and then I feel like I need to go back and try to get my second degree. But I haven't gotten to that level yet.
It's awesome. You're a black belt, bro.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. We've seen Chris perform at when we used to do talent shows back in the day.
I still have that one video that pops up every now and then with me breaking the board or with the concrete.
Okay.
Yeah. We gotta bring the talent show back so you can show us, Chris. You can still do it years later.
No.
Better start practicing now.
Right.
Good luck.
Uncle Rod, when did you pop in?
Y'all know me. I just pop in when I need to. I might not be on time, but I'm always going to be on call, so you don't have to worry.
I was getting worried about you. I was like, what's going on that Uncle Rod is not here? What's more important than us? But then I realized it was a board meeting, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And I got to talk to you sometime this week anyway, so hey.
That works. That works. More time with Uncle Rod. Rod, we were talking before you got on. We were we had a couple of different discussions. Of course, we checked in with Felicity, and Felicity said she's in a really, really good place with her caregiver.
He met her last night on Zoom.
I sure did.
Yeah, awesome. So okay, so you got the update before we did.
Well, see, Felicity forced me to give me my cell phone number out to her last night. So so I did that, and I actually talked to her earlier today as well. So
He was with my other uncle. I had to talk to them.
see, so
Yeah, Uncle Ray.
and she threatened me. I want to put this on recording. So she threatened me. So I wanted to make
I did not even.
I want to make sure
You don't get to edit that part out. You keep that part in.
Wow.
That'll be the preview. You know,
Right.
watch this
Felicity
episode.
threatens Uncle Rod.
Yeah, that'll be the teaser.
The teaser for the trailer.
I'm just kidding, but I wanted to make sure that she was like, "Promise me you're gonna call me tomorrow." I was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." So, so I came through for that, but no, I would like to say something about something that we were talking about earlier, about Chris. Uh, my parents were sort of the same way as well, in being that they were like, well, they never really pushed me to do anything. I was always the one doing the pushing. Like I was always the one trying to figure out how far I could push it or how far I could push things. Like, and for me, it was video games. I remember, I had hip surgery when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I think my parents were telling me that I had always been pushing for a video game console ever since then, and well before then, and they weren't sure about how I was going to be able to do it. They were like, how's he going to even be able to do this with his hands the way they are? So they just ended up buying me one, and I figured all of that out on my own. My very first system was the original Nintendo Entertainment System. So yes, I'm a very old school gamer. So that was my very first system. I did play the Atari as well, so I want to put that out there too. So
I had one of those.
see, there we go. See, there we go. But that was my journey into being a gamer and also being introduced to the gaming industry as well. So that sort of navigated me to doing things like that. So I always sort of pushed myself into doing things like that, even if there was something that might be a little bit more difficult or challenging, or might be more time consuming in doing. I just always tried to find a way to do that. So I would tell every parent, whatever their child says they want to do, let it happen. Let it happen. It might be a disaster, but it might be a beautiful disaster too at the same time. But just let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, something crazy, I think, for me was I mean, now that I've grown up a little bit, I've gained weight, but like when I was younger, I was just very tiny. Bye, Aaron.
Later.
All
I
right, see you
was
later, everybody. I don't want to cut anybody off. Tried to act so quietly, but all right, guys, I'll see you later.
Bye, Aaron Squared.
All right.
I was very like tiny, like 85 pounds, 90 pounds all throughout like middle school and stuff. And I told my parents that I wanted to join band. And they were kind of like they obviously said okay. They really didn't care. If I told them I was doing something, they knew whether they liked it or not, it was gonna happen. Because that's just how I am. But so I joined band, and my band teacher was very nice. Like she kind of looked at me funny at first, like what is she doing in here? What instrument is she gonna play? And out of all of the instruments, I played. It's called a baritone, but it's like a mini tuba. It's literally almost the size of a tuba. You have 85, 90-pound little girl Felicity in her wheelchair holding a mini tuba, playing it in parades and stuff. So everybody just kind of thought that that was kind of cool because it was such a big instrument. You would think like a tiny instrument, like a clarinet or something. And nope, Felicity was like, I want the mini tuba. And then um during like the Christmas parades and stuff that we would be in, I couldn't drive my wheelchair and play. So my mom would dress up in like a woman Santa outfit, like a Santa dress in the middle of like winter, but in Florida. So it's kind of hot still. And she would push my 300-pound wheelchair plus me, plus my mini tuba through the entire parade downtown.
Nice.
It was crazy though. I was like, I look back at pictures, I'm like, Mom, were you about to die? Were you about to have a stroke? Because it really looks like it. But yeah, I thought that was something really cool. And Chris, what you were talking about with the art, I didn't want to cut in at that moment, but I've been doing art since I was like in middle school. And I feel like that's why I had some enemies because everybody was like actually like the kids in school were mad that like my artwork would get chosen over there. It's like how is the girl in a wheelchair's artwork better than mine? They would get mad, but sorry, it really was better than yours. But like I was the only one in my fourth grade class that my pottery got chosen to be put on display and actually go up for like for sale towards the art program at my primary school.
Awesome.
And everybody was like very jealous of it.
When I was in high school, one of my pieces was chosen to go up for it, and it went up there. And then when we came for the viewing that night, the only thing that was there where my artwork was is the stop the tape that held it on the wall. Somebody had stolen it.
Oh,
And I was like,
Wow.
well, they liked it. They took it.
Rude.
I guess they liked it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, wait, there's dots. That's where it was.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Honor, but
no.
I mean, they liked it so much they stole it.
Hey, that's a compliment, I guess.
In a weird way, yeah.
Right.
In a very strange way, that is a compliment.
I mean, they could have asked me, I would have given it to them.
Right, literally. You could have asked. I would have given it to you, no problem.
I know.
Sorry, Uncle Rob has really put me in the Christmas spirit. I'm coloring my second Grinch coloring book paper.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But you actually reminded me of something too, Felicity. I was a percussionist in middle school, junior high when I was going
Oh.
through. So I was a percussionist. I did maracas and I did snare drum. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I played the clarinet in middle school.
Okay, we're all freaking band nerds. I
I
love
wanted to
it.
do the flute so bad, and that was the first one, but I couldn't keep my arms up long enough. So
That's what I wanted
Switch
to
to
play
the
too, but
clarinet.
I was like, I cannot reach to hold it up. I would need some like weird modified flute. So
Yeah, so at least with the clarinet, you had that piece on the back that went on your thumb, and then I kind of propped it up against one of my legs to help hold it.
yeah, that's what I did. I had a on my left leg, I had like a grippy pad thing, and my left arm could hold one of like the tubing parts down there, and then somebody had to take my right arm and throw it up top, so my pointer, middle, and ring finger were on like the buttons to do different notes. Yeah, I was in band. I really had to think about that, what it was called.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. My sister played clarinet. She made all state. That was my reason for wanting to join the band. I was like, anything you can do, I can do it too. So
Heck yeah.
So what I'm gathering here is we have a lot of talent in the room with us, artists, musicians.
Which will mean karaoke will be so much fun next year at conference.
Exactly.
Exactly. I can't even
Listen,
draw a stick figure.
I have
Yeah,
not.
and and when we find out where the hotel is, we got to figure out where the nearest karaoke bar is.
We had some investigating on karaoke in Norfolk.
I have
We're just
not
gonna have to
held.
warn them.
I have not held that instrument since 8th grade.
Hmm.
How long ago was that? Uh, 4, 5, 6. Like
I haven't had
8.
a pair of drumsticks in my hand in years, but hey, it's just playing drums, so it's not that hard.
8 years ago. Oh wow, that was 8 years ago. Oh wow. Might as well call me a grandma.
Felicity, that is not that long.
Chill, chill
No,
on that. Chill on that.
literally. No, when I told my new home health aide what year I graduated, she said, 2020? I was like, thanks. And then Hunter told her what year he graduated, and it was 2018. She said, that was so long ago. I was like, wow. And then Carly was like, don't tell her what year I graduated.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
I
She looked at
graduated
us
in the
like we're old.
1900s.
Yeah, same here.
Me too.
It's so weird down there. Yeah, they're calling it
2004.
They're calling it
2004,
the
20 years ago.
1900s.
years ago.
Wow.
70.
Yeah,
It's a good
you
year.
guys are some old folks too, but I still love you.
I graduated high school in 93 and I graduated college in 97.
Mhm.
That was crazy, y'all. Hey Rod, before you got on here, we were discussing some of our friends here had surgeries and they were growing up or their parents were raising their AMC or in the 70s. That's why I posted it in my caption because I was like, that is something interesting to discuss because I bet it was so different for our parents, even versus when I was raising Abby in 2002 when she was born. So I didn't know if you had any or remember any challenges that maybe your parents went through raising you.
Oh, challenges. All right. How much time we got?
We got plenty of time.
All
Got plenty of
right.
time. It's only 6 o'clock.
Let's see. I think the main challenges were, I think it was what I was discussing really just last week. Just I think hearing the word surgery for me was like it was almost like a death sentence at times. It just felt like that. So I definitely understand and definitely get it on a deeper level. Like I do understand that the anxiety level will go up with just hearing that, just knowing that you're not you're not in control of your own destiny, I guess is the one way to say it. And but one thing I will say compared to then to now, it's so much different and just so the doctors are so much more equipped today than they were when I was coming up or when some of our older people, be quiet over there, Felicity, were coming up. So I'll just want to just say I just want to say like, hey, Uncle Rod has to keep it light. This is already a heavy topic as it is. So but but I'll just say this, and I say it all the time. It's going to be okay because one, we're built for this. We're built for this. So we're built for the challenges and we're built for the structure and the systems that we have to go through. And it just is what it is. But
At what age did you have your first surgery?
how about days? Like I had my first surgeries probably within the first 3 or 4 days of me being born. My mother was not able to hold me when I came out the womb because I had skin hanging out I had bones hanging out my skin. I was a real, I was a real attractive something coming out. Yeah. Hey, I mean, this is my story. This is my truth. So, so I have to,
Okay, Uncle Rod.
That's right.
right. So I claim what I claim. But my, I really only remember two surgeries, and but I've had 15. I've had 15 surgeries, but I only remember two, which is my hip surgery when I was 5 and spinal surgery when I was 7. But I remember the recovery of three. I had an operation on both of my feet, but I remember recovering from that because the casting sucked. So yeah, that was painful. But I do remember that. But I do remember hip surgery wasn't that bad. Spinal surgery was kind of horrible for me because I lost a lot of mobility from it because the doctors weren't able to do what they really needed to do. And like I was saying, that my surgery was only supposed to take like 2 hours and it ended up taking 6. So yeah. But that was spinal surgery, and I really only started to gain some of my mobility back when I was 21 years old, and I had spinal surgery when I was 7. So, yeah. So, but for me, just coming up, just that was probably my most main challenge. Everything else, I just accepted that challenge and just wanted to go. Like I told Ani last week. I told her I have this show me attitude, or I have this I'll prove it to you attitude. So anytime someone ever says something that I can't do something, or anyone challenges me to do something, like, all right, watch me. So that's just sort of how I'm wired.
And I love that show me attitude because, we have a lot of, negativity that goes on in this world and people really, you know, target our community for thinking, oh, they can't or they'll never accomplish anything. Um, and I love that you say that, challenge me because I'm going to show you and I'm going to show you with grace and integrity. Not going to be mean about it, but
I might be a little petty. I might be a little petty.
I mean, I'm gonna do it twice and take pictures the second time.
Right. Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
oh man, yeah. I have no idea. I think about all the challenges that I went through raising Abby in 2002. Um, and so I can't even imagine what life was like prior to even having a support system in place, um, for your parents. There goes my headphone. Sorry about that. Um, but yeah, it's crazy how the world has changed, technology has changed, treatment methods have changed, and just the mindset of our uh, clinicians who are taking a team approach. They're including family members and your therapist, you're different doctors now. And so it's really, I guess I would say encouraging, I think, for our families. I know Melissa, you have a surgery coming up with Damon, and I know that it's hard to make decisions like that. Those are big surgeries, big things weighing on your shoulders. And
Yeah.
I tell you this in Messenger, and I said, this is why we're here, to support you through this. And I know we're all in different walks of life, and we've experienced surgeries in all different years and different circumstances, with support systems and without support systems. But I think it's really important for you to realize, that you can lean on us. We're here for you. I know it's difficult. I know days are difficult, leading up to it, and then the waiting room is even worse. And then, of course, the aftercare. It's you always feel like you're alone, because we're all so far from you, like physically. And I know I'm not just speaking for myself. I wish we could all be like within arm's reach of one another so we could support each other in a different realm. Like Erin and I were talking, and I'm like, I'll Google like how far she is from me, because sometimes we talk and there's like, oh, well, my friend needs a hug, but he's 8 hours away.
We're
And
waiting
I'm
on you
like,
to show
no,
up.
I know, but it's like, gosh. But yeah, it's crazy, I think that this community is incredible, and I would like to think we do a really good job at supporting one another. Um, especially in times where we're questioning what the heck we're doing, especially when we're not sure ourselves, we don't know if this is the right decision. And just know that it's challenging, yeah, as a parent. But these are your friends that have lived through it, and even though they don't remember the surgery, that's probably a good thing. Don't remember the surgeries, but
Probably.
we've got some pretty awesome friends in our corner, and you're not alone. I know it sucks. But we're here for you, girl.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We are here for you. Erin, how you doing? Doing okay?
I'm doing better than the last time I talked to you, which I think was
Oh.
what, yesterday?
Loving the pink hair.
What?
I'm loving the pink hair.
Thank you. I redyed it with a brighter pink, and this one actually stays better, so we'll see if it makes
Nice.
it more than a month. Yeah. I am a lot closer to catching the cat that I've been trying to catch for the last 3 years. She let me pet her, like pretty much touch her with my finger, and then she was like, "No, don't do it." But that's more than anything. So
Okay.
progress.
And you're doing better than last week, and that's progress too. So
A lot better. Now I just, there's a part of me that just wants to be real petty about it, and I'll tell you those on a non-recorded phone call. Not suitable.
Totally understand. Absolutely. I think we all have a little pity in us.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
it's
talking
just-
about.
I think it might be a little bit. It might be a little bit my fault too, because I was on FaceTime with her and I kind of encouraged the pettiness.
No, Felicity. The
The culprit
pettiness
is
that I
Felicity.
want to do is not even. I'll have to update you after. Also,
Yeah, I've been waiting for my phone to ring.
I'm pretty sure I called you the other day and you didn't answer. So I'm just saying, there's that.
I
Uh-oh.
did, and I was going to call you back. Oh
See?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
no! Whatever, Uncle Rod. Don't make me threaten you again.
Wait, you said you didn't threaten me though. So see, there we go.
I still love this whole poking war that we all have going on. Adding to my alerts that I am like, oh my gosh, there's too many.
Yes. And then Erin added I don't know if you guys all know this, but we're resuming. When Facebook first started, we would write on each other's walls. So that is like an old little Facebook thing, like where that's how we would communicate. We would write on your wall. So I started on Erin's wall the other day.
That's what I
Well,
told you I did it to someone else.
well, yeah. Okay. Well, she did it to somebody else, and then I did it to her. So you guys, that's the next thing. After the poke, you have to write on your friend's wall to
Yes.
either encourage them for the day or tell them to have a great week or tell them to go to hell because you pissed them off.
Accurate.
I'm with it. I'm with that. I feel that energy.
Or you could post up a funny meme. It doesn't necessarily have to say anything. Like, a funny photo that you found, a cute cat, whatever.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Ani, yours is way too accurate.
Yeah, that's true. Mine is.
I
Yeah.
felt really called out on that. It was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes our conversations are 3 hours long.
It happens. It happens.
And
But
that's okay. What are friends
lots,
for?
lots to talk about.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. So what do you guys have planned for the week? Anybody? Anything special?
No.
I'm boring.
Tomorrow's another holiday, so there's that.
You have the day off.
Mm-hmm.
Networking.
Or
Networking. That's
More networking. Okay. You guys make sure you share my holiday fund link. I'm trying to help like 10 families this year. So
Nice.
if you know anybody in your network that would like to donate to a cool charity and help our AMCers for the holidays, feel free to share.
Ani, you can just share it on my behalf to them.
Spread the word.
Spread the
It's
word.
freaking Christmas.
I'll put it on your wall.
Reach.
Oh, that's cute.
Absolutely. You can do it. Yeah, you can tag me in.
Love it, Felicity.
I can't show the other one because it's the Grinch flipping everybody off.
I mean, we're not Facebook Live, so you could.
It's hanging on the refrigerator.
The whole idea of it.
Ah,
I was like, as a daily reminder to show that I don't like any human beings, this is what I'm hanging on the fridge.
Wow. All
I
right.
need to get a Christmas coloring book.
Okay, hold on. Because now you guys got me excited. Now I have to show you.
See? Just a little.
that's how you take out your stress and aggression. You color.
Yes, I literally, but like sometimes when I'm really mad, I can't do it because my OCD and my perfectionism, and then if I mess up, I get really mad.
Harry, is your hair blue? What I'm seeing?
Huh?
Is your hair blue?
Underneath, yeah.
Or is it purple?
Blue and purple.
Blue and purple? Okay. I wish I could color my hair. It's just gray now.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
I'm just gonna go gray, like all gray. 'Cause
Ani,
it's
you
just
can't do
natural
that to
now.
me. You can't do that to me yet.
that is going to be
What?
why.
Come on. You gotta do it at least one time. At least the tips.
Get old?
Like,
What color? Blue? It
Obviously.
won't last in my hair though.
Hey, you'll have at
Bleach
least
it.
we'll have a memory of it. We'll take a picture.
there's
It's like
my
one day and then I'll wash out.
my evil Grinch.
Love it.
Nice.
And then, oh my gosh, I just locked my phone screen. What the heck is wrong with me?
Did anybody put their tree up because of Uncle Rod, who's been getting us ready for Christmas since
Oh,
Easter?
I am. Hold on, give me a second.
I have told people that I need to get it out of my basement and put it up. And they all know that that's pretty normal now for me.
My mom just started getting stuff out of storage for Christmas, so hey, it's on and popping.
Let me zoom in.
Mine's up, but it's gonna.
Your Christmas tree stays up all year.
I keep thinking I'm going to take it down, and I never do.
Just leave it up.
You wouldn't even know it's a holiday in my place.
Like,
We have this little thing up.
Aw, look at you, Felicity.
All Dollar Tree inspired.
Hi, David.
Nice.
Perfect.
It's cute.
I love it. Hunter was so excited too. I got him excited about something like crafty, so I was very happy.
Fun.
Nice.
Oh, man. Hi,
Oh,
Damon.
Over my seatbelt.
he's so mad today. I don't know why. He's watching his iPad. He keeps wanting me to switch his videos. I don't know what he wants to watch.
No.
You want
Remember,
to watch it?
I don't know where it went.
He's like, Christmas movies. It is almost time for Christmas movies, or is it time right now, Uncle Rob?
It's
What do
time
you
right
know?
now.
Yeah, it
Time
really
right
is time right now.
Is there like Nightmare? What's the Tim Burton one?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, isn't that the time of year it is?
I never saw that movie.
It could, because it's a combination of what? Halloween and
Right. It's like in
And
between the two.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Right on
Do you guys
screen.
have Christmas music on your radio stations yet?
That's
Yep.
No.
Yep.
not yet, but I have a whole bunch of Christmas music on my so I forget how many hours worth of Christmas music. It's just
When one of the songs is Silent Night by the Temptations, it's always going to be in rotation early. So
Nice.
it's always going to be in heavy rotation early, and it's already playing.
Nice.
I have it all on Spotify, so
I do too. I do too. I have
The
my
other
Christmas music, but I didn't know if like your local radio stations were already rolling the Christmas music out.
I mean, there's music. Christmas music was playing in Dollar Tree and Walmart.
Trying to get us in the mood.
My brother works at Lowe's and he said they're already playing the Christmas music.
Yes. It's the best thing ever.
Well, they put the trees up there in October, don't they?
I literally came into the living room the other day and said, ALEXA, play Christmas music, and Carly started laughing at me. And I was like, leave me alone, it's freaking Christmas. And I was singing and I was dancing in the kitchen. It was funny.
Listen, that's what was it, 2020 year of COVID, and the year after that, I left my tree up until like April.
Yeah, but during COVID, we like the rules didn't apply. Like, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, there were no rules. I think this year is going to be the same. Just no rules. Put your tree up when you feel like it. Take it down when you feel like it. Play music when you feel like it.
I put my tree up last year on my birthday, so October 9th I put it up.
There you go. Birthday tree.
And yeah, well, I have 2 trees, so they both had to go up.
Nice. That's awesome.
song. We'll hear it. I don't know.
You got Christmas music playing, Chris?
The second one, yeah, but it doesn't reach anymore.
I am now humming Christmas music.
No, well, no, just peel
Sure,
that
Uncle
off.
Rod is proud.
He's very.
Yes, I am.
Oh, we have another one. There we go.
I approve.
Listen, we got, what is it? Thanksgiving is not next week, but the week after, right? So 2 weeks?
Mhm.
Okay, so I gotta get my menu ready. Gotta start cooking, prepping, shopping.
I love Thanksgiving.
What is on your menu?
I love to eat.
I love to eat. I love to eat too, Felicity.
I was so hungry last night, and I was like, you can ask people that were on Zoom last night. I literally could not stop talking about food. We made air fried pickles for the first time last night. They were so, oh my God, they were so
Air
good.
fried pickles?
Yeah.
Is it like where you cut the pickles up and you put it in cornmeal, or is it like already breaded?
No, so I literally had like what are they called? Pickle chips? Like hamburger sliced pickles, whatever. We
Yeah.
already had those. So we dipped
Pickles.
them in the egg, then we dipped them in flour, then we dipped it in egg
Okay.
again, and we dipped it in Italian breadcrumbs mixed with Parmesan cheese.
Oh.
So good. I love food.
I love food. I love pickles.
I think my
Okay.
hormones are just messing with me right now because I've been like really hungry. I'm not usually like this, I swear.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to try this fried pickle air fryer recipe. That
8 to
actually
10
sounds
minutes on 400 degrees.
okay.
By the way, I got it
400
down pat
degrees.
though.
Is that what you're having for dinner?
I might have to make Hunter make more because they were really good.
Try to get nice and early next Saturday because
They were really good.
It might be a good appetizer for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm just excited my Thanksgiving plans have changed. So now I can go to Target when they open and try to get the Taylor Swift Eras Tour book.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing for Thanksgiving? You're not gonna cook?
And I don't cook.
Mom's gonna cook?
Well, I think that mom's having stuff back home in Gettysburg, and I was supposed to originally, go there, then continue on my merry little way to another state. But now that's not happening. So
Gotcha.
my sister, she's gonna go to my mom's, I know that, but actually I don't know if she is. She might be going to the beach. But she ends up staying overnight at my mom's, and I can't because my dogs. So
So
so I can go.
do we need to have a Zoom Thanksgiving with Erin? Is that what you're saying?
I need one.
Oh, with Jonathan too? Okay. We have to
We'll all have a Zoom for Thanksgiving. And then we can all try to go get the Taylor Swift Eras Tour book. I'm gonna recruit the AMC family because if anyone will get it, it'll be one of the AMCers.
Mm-hmm.
Apollo.
Sure.
Come here, Butch. Hi, baby. Stop. Come here. Come here. Hi. Oh. Hi.
Oh.
Hi. Your breath smells like poop. Stop.
Uh-oh.
Did you eat poop? And if you just ate poop and licked my face, I'm gonna be mad.
all right.
Never a dull moment with Felicity.
Literally never, actually. It's really not fun sometimes.
Yeah, I have some challenges with my dogs who don't listen at all.
It
So,
won't unscrew that. I mean, I can try to unscrew it later, but if Mercedes couldn't get it unscrewed, I'm not sure my trippy hands can do it either.
I mean, she had more time to work on it, but her lift was already almost here, so she might be able to get it to loosen up.
No, but you're really pissed
You know
me
what the
off.
trick? You know what the trick is to loosen every lid on any type of can? Or
What?
you
Bang
take
it upside down.
you take a knife with kind of a heavy handle, and you just tap the top corner of the lid like 4 times around it, and any
Yeah,
lid pop
yeah.
right open.
That works for lids. This is an eyebrow.
Yeah, we're talking about an eyebrow piercing.
Oh, okay. I misheard. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just thought you were changing the topic, and I was like, all right, I want to learn a new cool trick.
I mean, that's how you do it if you ever have trouble with a twist top.
Edge.
Yeah, it's the same like type of jewelry that's in my lip, and my ball falls off all the time, and all I'm doing is eating a dang pretzel, but his won't come untwisted. So
so I saw on TikTok, because I spend way too much time there, that you can also take a knife and stab the top of a whatever jar that doesn't want to open for you, and I guess let the air out. And then somebody else did this whole like squeeze motion with the jar and somehow got the lid to come open. So
yeah, we're really unhealthy. We beat it on our counters.
I'll work too.
Well,
that.
not beat, but just the kind of the same concept as with the knife handle, but just tapping the edge of the lid.
Yeah.
On
Like not around the counter.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I like
kinda
these dresses.
stabbing. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it's kind of cool where you could
I
stab
mean,
the top of it and
Have
just.
the top, bag it on a
Take-
counter. These
Takes my anger out.
I get it.
My favorite thing to open is like you know, like the how you have to open like biscuits. Those are things that I can actually get it, but it takes me a little bit of time. So every time that I have them, like, Hunter, let me open it because I want to beat it on the table first and I want to throw it around, call it mean names.
So, you know, sometimes you might need a moment prepping that food first. I'm just saying.
My grandma taught me you just always bang the jar upside down on the floor and it'll work, and it has. I also just use my teeth, and my mom and dad always are like, "You're gonna lose all your teeth." I'm like, "Nope, I'm not."
You're gonna lose all your teeth. You're gonna ruin your teeth.
But my teeth are pretty good. I mean, they're strong, so I'm good with that.
I don't know,
That's awesome.
my teeth are very strong too, and it really concerns me that I can do some of the things I can do with them. I'm like,
Right?
this is abnormal. This should not be happening.
You're still not lifting 40-pound bags of dog food.
Yeah, no. That's correct.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, I've
you
done
guys
that.
carry
Bags of food with your teeth.
and Carrie in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
she was on Zoom one time and she was carrying a 40-pound bag of dog food in her mouth. I was like,
Oh.
that hurts my mouth watching you do that.
It hurts
Or
my
like
neck the most.
or how Chris carries his pots of boiling water.
Yeah,
I
Chris
do
is a
that.
little living on the edge over there.
I carry pots of boiling water. That's how I make spaghetti, and I use my mouth to move it.
In a casserole dish out of the oven.
Yeah.
I've gotten cookie sheets with cookies out of the oven that way.
Yeah.
I really wanted sugar cookies, and it was snowing, so nobody was coming over to help me make sugar cookies. So I was like, well, let's see. I'm gonna have to do this on my own and hope I don't burn myself alive.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yep.
But if I'm gonna go out, I want to go out doing something that I love, like making sugar cookies.
Eating sugar cookies. That's perfect.
Like, I don't want to just get hit by like a bus. Like, that's no fun.
Yeah, no. We don't want you to die like Regina George did.
I don't know why this just reminded me of like when my mom would go to amusement parks with me and I'd ride like roller coasters that have like the shoulder straps and everything. And she would like put her arm in front of me, acting like if that thing came unbuckled, she was gonna catch me. And I'm like, Mom, if that did happen and I fall out and die, at least I had fun.
I used to do that. I used to do that with Abby because she was like light as a feather.
Yeah, that's what my mom did. She'll still do that. She'll put her arm in front of me. I'm like, girl.
They used to do that in the 80s too because we would run. What was it?
Yeah, the car.
Mom would be driving like a crazy person, and then she would have to brake suddenly, and that's like her first instinct was to put her arm across me.
Yeah.
It's so funny when Hunter tries to do that. I'm like, Hunter, your arm doesn't reach me. He tries so hard, though. I'm like, listen, you're either reaching me or reaching the brake and the steering wheel, and I prefer the brake and the steering wheel. Just saying.
Yeah,
Hi, Lorelai.
Quick reflexes.
Did you poop?
No, because
Wow.
So random.
So we're trying to get her to poop outside because she likes to poop inside.
That'll be how we
I was
end our
wondering who you were
Sunday.
asking. I was like, who's gonna answer this? Like,
did you poop today?
No,
I mean, I
we
did
do have a
earlier.
crate,
I didn't
Aaron.
realize you
Yeah.
were going there, but all right.
What you should do is put her in her crate, like as soon as she comes back in, if she didn't go, put her in her crate, and she stays there, and then take her right back out when you let her out.
Well,
Just
that's
keep
what
clean.
it said.
That's
She stays in there until she goes.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, now
Is it a
cut-
small enough crate that she doesn't have a lot of room to like be on the total opposite end of it?
no, and she likes it though. Like
No,
she's
but that's not. It's not there to punish. It's there to confine her to a space that she doesn't want to poop in.
yeah,
Because it's where she sleeps.
right.
And instead of, because like Hunter's been doing it backwards, we're putting her in there after she goes in the house. It's no, she stays in there and then goes straight outside, and then if she doesn't go while she's outside, she goes back into the crate.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get it. He hasn't barked one time at Butch. Not
Yeah,
once.
they don't like Lorelai. It's mean. Maybe they're like maybe they're sad
too.
Oh. Then I don't know. That's weird. Maybe they're like they're discriminative dogs.
I'm racist.
That's rude. They bark at the other two, but not at Butch. That's so rude. I don't like those dogs. Hope those people move or get rid of their dog. I'm so rude. I do not like their dogs. They're so annoying. And they're like the big Pyrenees dogs. And like
Oh.
sometimes they just like bring them outside, not on their leash. I'm like, hello. My dog would literally be one bite for your dog. Put your dang dog on a leash.
Yeah, the Pyrenees, they bark at the wind, so
Yeah.
that's just their nature.
Apollo, why are you laying in that? Why are you shoving that so far down your throat?
Oh, random.
Sorry. Sorry again.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that.
Wrong channel, Ted. Wrong channel.
Again, you never know who you're asking.
That's your other job. That's your other job.
It was my other job. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't. That wasn't part of the criteria responsibilities.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am very positive.
No, we still haven't had that episode yet, Ani. I'm just saying.
Yes.
You take a lie detector test. How's her?
I could. I mean, I'd probably. Well, no.
Oh.
I'm gonna plead the fifth now.
Hey Ted, we can talk on the side. We can talk on the side about it, all right? No
Okay,
judgment.
man. You just hit me up.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Just random Felicity outbursts and Ted just goes right down. Right down.
I can't help it. You're just gonna come out of left field and be like that. I'm a bite just about every time.
Apollo, come here. Get up there.
Get out of that.
Random.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying. I literally cannot be trusted to be on live, like because
That's why we don't go live anymore.
that's why we don't do it.
Between the dogs and Carly and Hunter and their minds, when they get me going, it just no. It's so bad.
Yeah, sure. Blame it on us.
I can't picture Carly. No, I can't picture Carly with her mind in the gutter.
Oh God.
Yes, we can.
Okay. We did a whole episode of that.
I didn't stay up that late on the Saturday calls.
Well, you need to.
Hold on. She's coming now because
Yeah. Ani, if you can't picture that, then you really don't know me.
I'm just not there late enough.
what was I literally talking about that was so innocent and you and Hunter were on a freaking roll.
Who knows? I don't know.
I like
did I even see the cake that you guys made for me for my birthday at conference?
I don't think so.
No, her and Ted were downstairs though because they were clapping.
They were at the bar, yeah.
Clapping?
Yeah.
Were you yapping?
I made her a penis cake.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
see it.
And it was definitely leaning.
Mm.
It was tailpin.
Oh,
Does anybody have photos? Because I missed it.
Oh yeah, we have
I
photos.
do.
You're not gonna
Well,
share them now, are you?
I mean, I'll send it to the Together Tuesday chat.
I was so out
or
of it though.
separately, you don't
The
really.
only cake that I remember was Brittany's.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. I don't remember anything else.
I
I'm
didn't
sending it
make me proud of
to the group chat, so hopefully
Oh, Doug's
nobody's
gonna love that.
it.
Doug.
Moreau's gonna be like, "Wow, you guys are spicy tonight."
He's probably gonna join us next week.
He's like, "Oh, so that's what Together Tuesdays is now." Like,
Paulo, get out of
No
there.
rules.
How long ago was July? Jeez.
What?
A long time ago.
A long time.
It
A
feels like
long,
such a long
long time
ago.
ago.
5 months?
Jeez, I'm only
4
like
months.
3 months ago. Come on, I'm almost there. I know I have shit ton of pictures of it too. It's so
Wait,
funny.
it's just November, y'all.
Yeah, my math isn't. I can't.
Mathing.
Yeah.
My math is not mathing on a Sunday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh wait, I'm getting close because here's prom. Okay, I'm getting close.
I did not. I don't. If I saw the cake, I don't remember it at all. You guys had it in the lobby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We brought it down to the lobby. I was like, "Are you crazy?"
And I
It was
missed this?
It was like 11:30 at night. It's fine.
I don't remember that at all.
It was really funny though. When we were in the elevator, somebody else was in there that wasn't a part of conference, and she asked if she could take a picture of it.
Yeah, so if she wanted a bite.
She
Oh.
said, "Can I please?" She's like, "Can I please take a picture of that and send it to my friend?" Did I just send that to the right group chat? I really hope so.
Oh God, I hope so.
What is this? Let me see. Yeah, Together
Melissa's gonna
Tuesdays.
be like, I sign off and this is the crap you guys do.
I sent it, and I sent the one of you laughing, not the one.
Thank
Oh,
God. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna send that one. That would be rude. That was funny as shit.
I did not see that cake. That is a great cake.
Thank you.
How did you make that?
Out of cupcakes.
It's cupcakes stacked up and held together with skewers.
Nice. Very creative, Felicity. Very creative.
Thank you. I feel like the balls are.
I mean,
Or a little.
a little disproportionate.
They're a little unproportionate.
I mean, none of them are the same usually.
Listen, trying to watch everybody carry that down the elevator from the freaking 17th floor.
Nothing to see here. Don't mind us.
It's the Leaning Tower of Cupcakes. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Kinda.
It's Carly's birthday.
Going out with everybody.
It's a conference. We always got to make a scene in a hotel.
That's true. If it's not the fire alarm, it's penis cakes.
Hey, we didn't have
It's been a
no,
couple.
right? We didn't have a fire alarm this year, did we?
No, but the year before we did. Ted's first conference with us, we had fire alarms.
And yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
That was absurd.
We had a fire alarm like every year since Oklahoma. So that was like our 12th conference, something like that.
Yes, why did people do that?
I didn't pull the alarm.
That
was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Vegas was after Oklahoma. Yeah, I was like, there definitely was one in Vegas. I remember that.
Literally the third time
in Vegas.
The third time that it got pulled, I didn't even leave my room. I was like, I'm not going outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got pulled a couple times in Vegas, or it just kept every time they try to reset it, it would go off again.
I think it was pulled a few times in Oklahoma too. That was the year that we had the I think it was like a what are they called, those hotels with it's almost like set up like a bird cage. And there's like so many floors. And you just hear everything. I don't even know. But
Like
like
an atrium?
the lobby's like in the center.
Like an atrium?
The atrium.
Yeah, the atrium. That's what it's called.
Yeah, because that's what the Atlanta one was too.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, I think we lucked out. We didn't have one in Atlanta, right?
Not that I remember.
No, I don't remember one. The only one I remember is Vegas, and everybody's saying we've had one every year. I'm like, where was I?
Well, the one in Oklahoma, Michelle slept through. Like she didn't even hear it.
You and
Yeah,
Sherry
I wasn't
weren't
in
even
Oklahoma.
there yet. In the one in Ohio.
Oh, really?
You and Sherry weren't even there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
But yeah, I didn't go to Oklahoma, so because that was the year I had my surgery.
Yeah. I know that there was like a couple of years that it was like our teenagers having fun.
Listen, I don't know if I'm just weird, but I never did stuff like that.
No, me either.
Like I never did stuff like that. Ever. So lame. Or like the kids like 2 years after I graduated when they called it hitting a lick. You guys remember that? And they would steal the urinals.
Really?
And like the toilets from the high school. I was like, and they're like, I just hit a lick. Like, what does that even mean?
How do you steal a urinal?
That's crazy.
I don't. And they're book bags.
Hmm.
What? I was like, what? Oh my god.
That sounds.
You guys have to look it up on TikTok.
Because
I swear. It was crazy. It was so crazy. And they called it hitting a lick. I was like, that is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. It's so weird. I was like, what's the purpose? You just want to bring this nasty urinal home in your book bag?
I mean,
like, do you have a, I don't know. Weird.
I know that, what was it, last year or the year before that, they had kids stealing like the soap dispensers and the paper towel holders in high school bathrooms. And then like a bunch of schools had to like remove all of that stuff.
Yeah, and how the schools had to change their hand sanitizer to alcohol free because kids thought they could get drunk drinking the hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, I can't?
How much hand sanitizer you would have to imbibe?
But I'd be super clean on the inside.
I mean, I suppose.
And then like the Tide Pod things. I cannot believe I was part of that generation.
Tide Pods. Those just can't taste good at all.
Right. But they smell so good.
They smell good, but they can't taste good. That texture.
Just so weird. I really did not comprehend why those things were happening. I'm like, what is going on? I can't imagine looking at laundry detergent and being like, you know what?
I'm gonna
eat this. Like, that is so weird. You know what? This looks really tasty. Let me pop it in my mouth. Like, what? So weird. I don't know if they thought it made them look cool or something, but it actually made me think you're a little dumb.
I don't see anyone thinking those are tasty. Because, I mean, I've had to touch a few just to, like, grab and pop it into my washer, and just a little bit I have on my lips is just like, oh.
Yeah, and people were literally, like, just eating them. Like popcorn.
Too.
Gross.
It's another item with a warning label. When you read it, you go, I wonder what happened to cause this label. Like, what exactly did somebody do with this item to make this label
I know,
appear?
you see the warning labels in the strangest places, and you're like, really? Somebody?
I want to know the background to that.
No, see, things like that are the reason why we still haven't seen intelligent life from other planets, because they come here, they look at us, and they turn around and leave.
Right.
Literally.
Or they're
Meanwhile,
planning these ideas.
meanwhile, Hauser's the reason why there's a lot of warning labels out there.
I can't deny or explain that.
So weird. So strange.
Yeah, I don't think any other planet is going to associate with us anytime soon.
No. Not likely.
These humans are batshit crazy.
They just look down and they're like, what the hell are they doing down?
Every day, they're like, yep, nope, let's turn around.
Like watching a pot of water boil, and they're just like, we'll come back.
No way. All right, you guys, it's 7 o'clock. Time to roll out of here. So Ted could wrap up Together Tuesday. He's recording.
Lots of editing.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of editing.
Got your work cut out
That's
for you
okay.
today.
That's okay.
We apologize.
Hey, just make sure you keep in the Felicity threatening me, and then confirm that she's threatening me.
That's the trailer. That's gonna be the
trailer.
Oh, that's gonna be the image.
Yeah.
That'll be the Carly's birthday
Thumbnail.
cake
Yeah.
episode of Together Tuesday.
There
The
you go.
Leaning Tower of Carly
Yes.
birthday cupcake.
Yes, we went there.
You guys missed a great episode.
No.
It only took us 3 episodes to get to it, but hey, we're
I
here
mean,
now.
you know, it's not how fast you win the race.
Tune in next week. See where their minds go in the gutter.
Well, it was definitely another fun time. And you know, who knows what we can bring to the table next week. I mean, it's only up from here.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. I love it. All right, you guys have a good week, and we shall discuss more interesting topics. Maybe they should come with a warning label. Together Tuesdays warning.
You at your own discretion.
Yeah.
Well, no, participate at your own discretion.
Participate.
You don't know what's going to come out of
Participate in
Carly's
your-
mouth.
Yes.
Accurate.
I mean, hey, I try to behave on these.
Yeah, no, we don't want you to behave.
You don't have to.
Let it all out.
A lot of beeping and stuff. Blurring.
That's how we make these interesting, and more participants decide they want to join because we're a little.
I might have to use emojis in this one for the editing.
I mean, we might be scaring some off too. Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Okay. They'll be back.
that's how you get the fun ones.
There you go.
Uncle Rod over there with his big old smile.
Hey, it's not a party unless I'm smiling. So hey, all right.
I mean,
I'm with it.
Who's bringing the alcohol next week?
We gotta
Yeah.
get Nikki on here for that. I got a lot of it, but I won't drink it. I'm still tapped out for my birthday.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Whose birthday's next?
That would be Hunter's, I think.
Do we have any November birthdays? Nobody. Just Hunter.
Hunter's December 4th.
Okay.
December 3rd. He's gonna be so mad. Edit that out so he can't see that.
Okay, I'll edit it so it says December 5th.
Yeah. Don't you dare.
I got you. Don't worry about
Mhm. Yep.
December 3rd. Yes.
Mhm.
See, why can I memorize his social security number, but I can't remember if it's 3rd or 4th that his birthday's on.
I
Apollo?
think Ted's gonna have a birthday. He's gonna be like 25, I think.
it. Yes. Yes. 25. That's correct.
Leave it.
See, we'll have to bake him a cake.
No, that's okay. I already know what kind of cakes this group bakes. I'm good.
Can I make you? I want to
Okay.
make you
You're
booby.
getting one.
I want to make you a booby cake.
Okay.
Please do. That
Oh,
would be
God.
hysterical.
Please do.
That's
Okay.
Please do.
Ted's like, what is gonna happen?
Wouldn't be the first time I've had that kind of cake, but okay. Just say.
Yeah, that episode is coming, Ted. We're definitely taking that episode. Yeah.
You see how I'm just planting the seeds a little bit at a time here?
I want you to know I'm hosting that show. All right, I'm hosting that.
Okay. That'll be the deal, Raj. That'll be the deal.
On that note, everyone have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we shall see you next week.
Be safe and strong, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye, guys.